What's up, YouTube, and welcome to the Color Cup. I'm very excited about this meta. It's only 4 typings. You've got electric, grass, fire, and water, but it's a really unique meta, and even though it's condensed, I think there's a lot of flexibility that can be in this meta. I'm going to go through this a little bit quicker than normal because I actually already recorded this whole video and then found out my microphone was muted. So I'm just going to go through a little bit quicker. That being said, the team I'm running today is Abomasnow, Seaking, and Barbaracle. The Pokemon that I'm really highlighting in this video specifically is Seaking, just because it is a triple legacy moveset. It has Legacy Poison Jab, Legacy Drill Run, and Legacy Icy Wind. You need 3 Elite TMs for this Pokemon, so I do not recommend building it unless you have them lying around. Otherwise, it was absolutely phenomenal for me. That being said, we're running an ABB style team. We've got Abomasnow in the lead, which is good against our grounds like the Mud Boys with the grass. And then it's also good against the flyers, maybe like Jumpluff, which is also a grass. So we're good against the grasses as well. So if you're good against grass and you are good against the grounds and you also resist electric in the lead, you've got 2 Pokemon that don't do well against that in the back. One of them is Seaking, which doesn't do great against ground, but it does really phenomenally against grass because it has Poison Jab and Icy Wind for super effective coverage, and then it also has decent pacing, and then it also has Drill Run for coverage against the electrics. And then you have Barbaracle in the back, which if you don't know is a Mud Slap user. It has Cross Chop and Stone Edge, which are also great coverage moves. So basically allowing a Barbaracle to sweep in the back if we're unable to sweep, if we're unable to flip switch with Seaking. But you'll see in these matchups, it went pretty well. So right away in the first match, we're going to see mirror leads with Abomasnow. Abomasnow is a good lead for us because we're running a very high attack stat Abomasnow, and this is purely because, well, 1, I just don't have a better one built, and 2, this is a limited cup, and in limited cups you're going to see a lot more mirror matches. So seeing an Abomasnow in the lead is actually great because we know we're probably going to win CMP if they're running a low attack, high defense, high stamina Abomasnow. Fortunately, we played with a CMP tie and we grab a shield, so they're going to take us out here, but we're going to come in with Seaking, grab an energy head start, get the Poison Jab down, and take just those resisted Powder Snows. They come in with a Stun Fist, which is a little bit tough because we are double weak to the electric in the back, but we have super effective coverage on both of these Pokemon. So we get the Icy Wind off, we come in with Barbaracle, we bait out a Quagsire. So obviously we have to just go straight Cross Chop here. Pretty good pacing to the Cross Chop, 4-3, 4-3 on Mud Slap is great, similar to like a Body Slam on your Gastrodons. So honestly, pretty good pacing, especially because Cross Chop is a better move. Fortunately, we're able to get to a second one here. They let that one go as well, but they also let the Mud Slap through, which means now we can come in, save 2 shields for Seaking, get the Poison Jab farm down. They are only going to make it to 1 move here, and it should just be an Aqua Tail. So we let this go. We have 2 shields, an energy advantage. We get to the Icy Wind to debuff their attack, which is absolutely massive. That debuffs their attack. They shield it, but we have 2 shields still in play, so there's not really any play for my opponent in this for the rest of the match. But they do outpace because they bait with a Mud Bomb. That being said, we're just going to go for a super effective Drill Run here. It does do slightly more damage than the Icy Wind, so better safe than sorry. Drill Run does take out the Stun Fisk, and we're able to take that first game. Into the next match, Gastrodon in the lead. So this is also a great lead. They're gonna get out into a Charjabug. We do not have a great response for Charjabug. In fact, we kind of have to stay in here and maybe catch an X-Scissor, and that's exactly what we're gonna do. We catch the X-Scissor onto Barbaracle, which is really risky to be completely honest, but they're not gonna throw a discharge at our Abomasnow. Fortunately, they are gonna outpace us to the next move. They do full send the discharge here, which is actually pretty nice because now we can just throw one mud slap, go for the cross chop. This won't KO, but it will put them in mud slap farm down range. And they actually like to shield, and then they go for the full farm down. So do we, and it's a simultaneous KO. So now we're gonna leave it up to the Pokemon Go Gods, and please put a Bomb of Snow on their Gastrodon. And unfortunately, it doesn't. It flip switch for them, so that's nice. But we get the catch of the Body Slam onto our Abomasnow here, and they're core broken by the Abomasnow in the lead. They have Jump Fluff in the back, so unfortunately for my opponent, this game is over. They actually let that go, and they survive on 1 HP and make the Aerial Ace, forcing our last shields. It's a little unfortunate, but we do get the full farm down. There's no point in baiting here. May as well just full send the Energy Ball. If we bait and then they call the bait, that is our only lose condition. Fortunately, we grab the shield. We're able to switch into Seaking, debuff them with the Icy Wind, and at this point they have to full send the Earth Power, and even an Earth Power debuffed will not KO from this range, and they just go for the Body Slam, and that just does measly damage there. And even another Body Slam is not going to KO. And I bet a Body Slam and a Mud Slap won't KO. Yeah, we even go for good timing there. Get off the drill run. This will be enough to KO, and we're able to take that game. Into the next match, we've got Zapdos in the lead. So this is obviously a fantastic lead, and my opponent resigns the match. I just included that because I thought it was funny. Clearly they were core broken by the Abomasnow. But into the next match, we have Abomasnow into Jumpluff. This is another great lead. They come in with Marowak. Now I want you to pay attention to this team that we're facing. And if you haven't seen my top teams video, I recommend just watch the very beginning of it. And just look at what the first team is. But anyways, we're going to play to the CMP tie on their next move, which would be the super effective Bone Club. They went for the Shadow Bone for some reason. Just go Bone Club in this match. 2 moves is what it takes to KO. You're not going to farm down with Fire Spins. For some reason, they shielded that, so we're just going to shield back and then fully farm them down with Mud Slaps. And then they come back in with Jump Up, which is great for us because we have the super effective coverage. And because I know their backline is Toxapex, if you saw my team, that means I just come in with the Seaking right away because I know Seaking has play into both of my opponent's remaining Pokemon. And we get the super effective drill run off. We are probably going to shield this up because our Barbaracle is pretty low, and we do get the correct call that it is a Sludge Wave. So at this point, we're just going to farm up to back-to-back drill runs, and we do get there before they even make it to their next move, which is huge. If they shield us up, we're just going to go for back-to-back, and they do. So shield that. This one will take them out, and it does. All they have is Jump Off in the back. They're going to be forced to throw energy to KO, or else they're going to be met with an Icy Wind, and these Poison Jabs are adding up. So even if they're at the back-to-back moves, this game is over. And it looks like they would just barely are. One Aerial Ace doesn't take out Abomasnow from this range, so I'm not really worried. And we get the full farm down to take that win. So yeah, the only reason I knew it was Toxapex in the back is because that was my own team that my opponent was using. So that was pretty cool to see. But into the next match, we have a Toxapex. So we are going to come in with Seaking, and we bait out a Grass type. So this is exactly what we wanted to do with this team, right? The Amoonguss doesn't want to see the Abomasnow. They see a Water type. They come in with their Grass type. And then they let us get to 2 moves because they're trying to throw on good timing. And that allows us to get off 2 Icy Winds. Among Us does have some decent bulk, so they actually take that Icy Wind pretty well. We have to survive 1 move here at least. That Foul Play does absolutely nothing. But we had to survive 1 because they were basically at the back-to-back moves. We will respect the second move. They actually full send the Sludge Bomb there. And we are able to flip switch, which is great because we also come out with super effective coverage with the drill run on the Toxapex. This will do some great chip, does about 40%, maybe 45%, but now we can align our Barbaracle, which is huge, and then they have a Quagsire in the back. So now we have a Abomasnow on the Mudboy. I kind of have to call the bait here. It's kind of my only lose con, and they're actually running Sludge Bomb, which is unfortunate. They're not going to be able to farm us down, so we are going to go for the Weather Ball bait here. And then I think we threw on CMP tied to the next move. I did not see a sneak through. Get the Weather Ball off. Oh, actually, it doesn't look like it. And they get the full farm down, which isn't great. But it looks like they're in 1 Mud Slap. No, they actually survive on 1 HP. So that's pretty unfortunate. That's that non-stab mud slaps, right? So even though it's got a great move set, mud slap and cross chop being non-stab, they don't hit as hard as you'd like. We do shield the first in case it's a stone edge, and they do make up brine here. Obviously, sludge wave is resisted, and brine is a crap move, so we take that, even though it's neutral, like a champ. Able to get to the stone edge after one more mud slap, and stone edge is enough to KO the Toxapex, and we're able to take that game. So yeah, Barbaracle is honestly really strong into Toxapex. It's a really dominant matchup. Azumarill in the lead in the next match, and then they switch into Ferrothorin. So we're just going to stay in here just because we do not have a better response to Ferrothorin. And they actually farm up to a potential Flash Cannon here. So we will respect this damage. It is just the Power Whip. We're going to go for another Weather Ball here just because we want to get rid of this Ferrothorin, and we need to align our Abomasnow or our Seaking rather on the Azumarill when they come back in, because we have Seaking for Azumarill in the back, which is a great matchup. They come in with a Fire Pokemon, so we come in with Seaking, which is honestly great because it is our safe swap. It's a water. They see the water type, they get out right away because obviously their Magcargo doesn't want to see that. And then it baits out the Azumarill, which is great. One player off will not KO from this range. And these poison jabs are absolutely chipping. We're going to farm up right before they make it to the next move, get to the drill run. This will be enough to KO the Toxapex after those poison jabs. And then they come back in with their Magcargo. It looks like they're actually on Rock Throw. We're baiting here for the Icy Wind. And we grab the shield, which is pretty unfortunate for my opponent. We're going to win either way. We have a Mud Slapper in the back, which also has access to Cross Chop. Their overheats are double resisted on the Water Rock typing. My opponent realizes this, and they resign the match. Mirror leads again in this cup, and they come in with Magmar. So this is a matchup where it's like, it would be maybe better if you had Toxapex because obviously Karate Chops are resisted, but you don't take super effective damage from the Scorching Sands. So it's a trade-off. But I had played this matchup before, and I realized that if they land the Scorching Sands, they can just go straight Fire Punch after that. So I actually shield the first, expecting them not to bait with a Fire Punch on the water Pokemon. This allows me to get an Icy Wind off, Icy Wind bait because they're so glassy, and their Shadow, that they're kind of forced to shield it or else they're going to get Poison Jab farm down. And that allows us to maintain switch. They take the Icy Wind on the Abomasnow when they come back in, realizing they weren't going to have a great time farming down. We come in with Barbaracle, double resisting Incinerates, single resisting Flies, and Brave Birds. So this is a great matchup for us here, even though Mud Slaps are single resisted. But we get off the Stone Edge. Where they actually do shield that, which is pretty unfortunate because I believe that means now they can outpace us. We might still survive one fly here, and they do outpace. It's going to be real close. This probably will KO. No, it doesn't. Leaves us on 1 HP. We expect the snipe with the Abomasnow. Coming with our Seaking, we know we can't get farmed down by the Power Snows before we can get to a move. We get several super effective poison jabs off, get the Icy Wind, which is neutral, off as well. This debuffs their attack. These Weather Balls are going to do so little damage. We can take 2 here. Fortunately, we don't even need it. My opponent resigns the match. We have a Stone Edge loaded and a loaded Abomasnow. So they get out of that because that was a loss. Okay, once again, Gastrodon on the lead. They come in with an Electrode, Hisuian Electrode. We do not have a better matchup than our Abomasnow. Abomasnow has the best matchup on this team against Hisuian Electrode, but unfortunately, we need our Abomasnow for the Gastrodon. That being said, we come in with Seaking because we still have the super effective poison jabs, and I don't know if you saw that, but we called the bait on the first wild charge. Now expecting the full send. That means this can only be a Swift, though, at this point, which means we probably can't survive it because we debuffed their attack, and we do. We survive on 1 HP, and we're able to come out with a move loaded. So this is like an ideal situation. They do take us out, but we maintain Switch, and it is a Marowak in the back, so thank God we maintain Switch. They get the super effective Bone Club off. One move does not KO. We're going to farm up, play the CMP tie. Obviously, Stone Edge will be enough to KO from this range. If they shield, we just shield right back. They're not going to get to another move before they get Mud Slap farm down, and then we'll come out with a move loaded, which will be huge. So get the full farm down, come out with a Cross Chop loaded, may as well throw it, burn the switch clock, and just get a little bit of chip damage off from this Gastrodon. And then we can just come in with the Abomasnow, and all we have to do is make it to an energy ball, and the game is over. That will KO, and we'll take that game. Into the next match. Okay, who do we have here? We've got a Typhlosion. So this is an abysmal lead for the Abomasnow. We throw one Powder Snow, then defer the Incinerate into our Seaking, and we bait out the Grass type, right? So this is great. Poison Jabs are only neutral here because it's resisted on Rock but super effective on Grass. That being said, Icy Wind is still super effective. However, we cannot survive one move like they can. Credillia is a lot more bulky than Seaking. But we do get to a second Icy Wind before they get to their second Grass Knot, which is huge, which means we can grab a shield back in this matchup if they want to get off this energy, and they do. I still don't think I'm going to survive a super effective Shadow Grass Knot from Credillia, so I actually switch, and then I catch the Thunder Punch on my Barbaracle, kind of just sacrificing it at this point, because they're going to have to throw because they cannot farm us down, and these Mud Slaps are doing a lot of damage, which means we can just come back in with the Seaking, and probably get the full Poison Jab farm down. I think they're one away from a move, so we're throwing two, and then getting off this Icy Wind. This will be enough to KO if they no shield this, which they do, so that's pretty big. And then they have a Golisopod in the back, so this is actually really bad for us. Both of our moves are resisted here. We're just going to debuff their attack so that we can survive moves on the Abomasnow. Get into the Abomasnow. We just need to get to an energy ball. Fortunately, Golisopod is glassy. They reset the debuff and also go for a catch, but we hold our energy, which is huge. We lose the CMP tie, but even a no longer debuffed X-Scissor is not enough to KO. Energy Ball should just about be enough. No, they live on 1 HP and actually have back-to-back moves, but we are not in Shadow Claw farm down range on our Seaking, whereas they are in Poison Jab farm down range, so we are still able to take that win. Into the last match of the video, another bad lead. We're going to get out into Seaking. My opponent looks like they were lagging, or maybe that was just a visual glitch, but we are able to outpace to the drill run. This is super effective coverage. We'll do about 45%, 50, maybe not the best IVs. And then they come in with Feraligatr. I'm going to go for an Icy Wind bait here, just because they're likely to shield this. And no, my opponent has Balls of Steel. They no shield that. If they had shield, let that go and it was a drill run, I probably just could have one shield farm down and flip switch. But alas, maybe they have something strong against Abomasnow in the back as well. We do get one turn lag there, but they should only get to one more crunch here. We do not get the debuff, which is huge, and we get the full Powder Snow farm down, which is super nice. They come back in with the Toxapex. We're going to meet them with Barbaracle, obviously resisting all the poison moves and neutral to the water. So they have to go Brine, and then they have Dugong in the back. And so this is a 2v2 shield scenario, so I'm baiting here, obviously. I'm expecting they're going to want to lower my attack with an Icy Wind. And they let it go. So my opponent, honestly, calling all the right baits here. Oh, excuse me. And they just go straight drill run, which is also perfect for me. We're at back-to-back cross chops at this point. So even if they want to get off this energy, we're going to throw it back-to-back. This should just be about enough to KO. They let that go, and they actually survive on 1 HP, which is actually probably worst case scenario, because that means they get the move off, they debuff us, and we unfortunately need our Barbaracle for this match. So we actually go for the catch. We get to the energy ball, which is huge because this will force the last shield. Yep, so they are forced to shield that up, and it was a CMP tie. So that is absolutely massive because this means a Sludge Wave. They undercharge it, rightfully so, but we have the move loaded on the Barbaracle. Even resisted, cross chop should be enough to KO from this health range, and we're able to take that win. So yeah, that was the team, and that's the video. Honestly, Triple Legacy Seaking was my absolute favorite Pokemon to play. I thought Barbaracle and Abomasnow also had some really unique play. I think if you have the ability to build a Seaking, or it's just a Pokemon you've been wanting to try out for a while, I highly recommend it for this meta. It doesn't have that fighting resist that you might be looking for on the Abomasnow and the Barbaracle. which would help with that a little bit, but that does make you double weak to ground in the back, and that can be kind of a whole issue, especially because, I mean, Magmar would just run through this team. I don't think you're going to see too many Magmars just because it's so glassy, and it's hard to get a good one. So it's it kind of has to be an old Magmar. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and taking a look at Triple Legacy Seaking. If you want to see more content like this in the future, just let me know. But thank you all very much for watching, and until next time, peace.